I can't bear to live my life alone. I grow impatient for love, impatient for love. Oh, I can't bear.
She eating up the child she was designed for it. I died and rearranged and moved my mind for it. Oh, move my mind for it. This thing is getting crazy, going blind for it. She eating up the child she was designed for it. I died and rearranged and moved my mind for it. Oh, move my mind for it.
I remember mama you said, can't carry love. No, you just have to wait. She said love don't come easy. It's a game of how many.
They hate to see the system actually figured out. They want you caught up in distraction, fear and doubt. I'd rather focus on the love that's been around. Take all the stress to UPS and ship it out. No executive could ever run their mouth. I've been consecutive of shutting shit down. High speed drives near the scenic route. High fashion when people see us out.
Carry love. No, you just have to wait. She said love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take.
All right. We're back. No Alex today.
Hey.
But we're joined by our esteemed guest, Casey.
What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me.
Casey in the studio.
Thanks for housing us in New York as well when we had nowhere to go
Of
to work.
course.
Wait, what? I don't know the story. What happened?
Four British boys had nowhere to work in the Lower East Side. In case he's like, just come work at our place, and then
Come to my house, friends.
Come.
But yeah, it was great.
Awesome.
Obviously, I was sick last week, so I pulled the plug on it. But I think that New York week was pretty good. It was chaos. What's it been like since I left? Obviously, Knicks, Ellie representing.
The city is burning, brother. The city is burning.
Really?
No, honestly, it's been the most fun week of my life. I'm a native New Yorker, born and raised, and this was the most. You guys were here for it. You guys really did it. It was the most fun week in New York history, in my opinion. I don't know, Casey. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been electric. It's like everybody's in a good mood. The weather's been fantastic. It's like, now there's people in town for the cup, and it's just like everybody's happy and there's good vibes all around. I've never seen New York this happy in my entire life.
I entirely agree. I also think like this, it was so overrated how like much violence there was going to be at the parade and shit. Like people were super chill. Like I only saw like one guy committing acts of violence, which if you think about New York City, that's way less than an average day. It was like objectively a net win. It was way better. It was so
I did
fun.
see
It
some
really
like,
was
mad
like
footage. Wasn't someone like just some random guy sucking someone's feet or something?
yes, dude, 100%.
There were a few heinous clips that came out for sure. I think one of the smartest things that the city did is they honeypotted. They put a couple of school buses into like the giant chaos areas because they knew that the hooligans were gonna like tear up something. So they gave them something to tear up. So they like put school buses around so that people wouldn't tear up like cop cars.
It's a great bit. I love that. Shut up, Mom Daddy.
Isn't there some like rat park experiment where they did something similar to rats and cocaine or heroin or something like that? I'll have to dig that one up. But
that is also just New York City, probably.
I seen someone,
oh, no.
Yeah, I seen someone like emptying one of the street bins because it was orange and blue.
Yep.
And like she just like poured the rest of like the contents of it just on the street and just like fucked off with the bin because it was orange and blue.
Yeah, wait, the follow-up to that story was even better. That was like a DEI exec at JP Morgan and she got fired.
Was that real or is that like a hoax? I thought that was maybe a hoax that she was a DEI exec. I thought was she actually a DEI exec? Which is incredible if that's the case.
I got it in Telegram from like a news notification that I got. So I don't care too much to dig in. Like I don't care either way. So I didn't actually like investigate this situation. No, this one I don't care enough to fact check. But I was like, this came from an actual source. So
yeah, never let a lie get Never let a lie get in the way of a good story.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Not.
of course.
How does one get a DEI executive job at a JP Morgan Chase asking for a friend? It's just like a great gig.
Yeah, you're like a straight white man, so I don't think you're cut out.
Yeah,
for
I'm
it.
screwed. I'm absolutely screwed.
Yeah, you're not
But I
getting
do think
gig.
that I'd be a good fit for the program.
should we get into some stories? Because there's been a few funny ones, few howlers. I feel like we continue to bring up Ethereum for better or worse, but it seems like there's some
RIP.
light at the end of the tunnel there. But I think this Polymarket story. So anyone who hasn't been on the internet in the past 48 hours, there is an investigation from the Wall Street Journal that has basically went in and basically said that they investigated 1,000 different UGC style, I suppose, ads, whether they were kind of disclosed or not. Everyone's seen them. It's usually like a rain bet or a Polymarket. And what they've kind of dug into is there was fake websites. So it was POI market, and people were given sign-in credentials that they could go on, and it would show the UI and the UX of Polymarket, and then it would show them creating UGC style videos around and winning bets. And it was all just bullshit. And it's amassed over 140 million views, which could go in. It's a lot of views. But yeah, Wall Street Journal have like published this full kind of like expose on the whole thing, and Polymarket's response was very, very, very diplomatic, to say the least. But any thoughts?
How do I get myself one of these fake Polymarket sites?
it's the only winning we'll be doing.
Yeah, this is like it's like running a stake playbook. You know, like stake, the KOLs get paid on like stake, and a lot of other platforms like the bet slips are all, it's just like you have like a requirement to post a certain number of bet slips, and the bet slips are just like fully fake. But this also, like, I feel like people think that this is, maybe it's because of the hate around prediction markets, but people feel like this is a new thing to like crypto and gambling and like sports betting and all of that. But like, think about the pharma ads that have circulated for a million years that are just like, yeah, like, you know, so-and-so couldn't walk, and then like he took this medicine and then he could walk again. And like, it's like that didn't happen, but
He can walk.
God, you know, like the evangelical blessings.
Yeah.
Rain
Those are
down
the best.
upon him.
Those are the best.
Wait, Big
I
Pharma
watch that
fakes
shit all day.
ads?
I mean,
That's crazy.
Allegedly.
it's hyperbolized. Like, you know, it's, I feel like a lot of the cases are similar to a lot of, it's not that like nobody's ever winning on Polymarket. It's just that nobody's winning in the way that they're saying that they're winning. And I think that same thing for like pharma, right? Like, you know, a lot of these medications are actually helping people, but it's not like a, I don't know. You
I
know, like the
respect
glamorized.
science. I respect science wholeheartedly. So you're breaking my mind right here.
It's pretty
not
crazy.
funny.
I don't really watch TV or anything, but like I don't have cable, and so like whenever I go home to my mom's house and I see the TV on and it's just like the pharma ads circulating over, I'm like, holy shit! Like it's crazy that that's just what runs all
It's
day.
crazy. Where what part of America are your parents in? Are they, like,
Pennsylvania.
middle America? Pennsylvania. Okay. So like a
Yeah,
kind of middle
Appalachia,
America, but on the
baby.
coast. Appalachia. Yeah, because I obviously don't have a TV. I'm Gen Z. And when you go to like the airport, because that's where I see it. My parents are not like TV people, but when I go to the airport and you see people at the airport just like watching CNN or Fox News, like sitting at their gate, just like glued to the TV, it's like, how are you? This is like, how is this your entire life? How you just get riled up at the airport about something like some talking head is saying on the television is insane to me.
That
But,
blew in my mind when I seen the farmer ads, because that was the first time in my adult life that I've been to the US.
Do you guys
And
not
then
have
I've
that
seen-
in Britain?
No, the
How
US
do you
is the
find out
only
about new medicines?
the US is the only place on earth that has that.
You mean Lady Gaga doesn't advertise your migraine medication? And
Well, so you can't say
I
that it's
also
like stage 4 breast cancer monoclonal antibody therapy that's like 250K a shot. How the hell was I supposed to find out about that in the middle of like
dang it.
Yeah, there's also like, I know we'll get into the World Cup later, but the excuse of hydration breaks at the World Cup, like between halves at like 22 minutes, is just insane.
Everyone would be happy with it if they just called it what it is. It's the fact that they're lying.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's clearly
It's the
not
fact
a
it's
hydration
sponsored
break.
by
It's just a
Powerade.
PD ad break. It's
It's sponsored by Powerade, so it's just
I was
like
in the stadium yesterday for the Senegal-Norway game, and when they called the first hydration break, the boos in the stadium were so loud it was deafening. You could not hear anything. The entire stadium was booing. They drowned out the speaker system. 86,262 people were booing at the top of their lungs. It was awesome. I don't think people
so.
would be that angry if it wasn't lying. It was just like if they're outright lying to us, like to our faces. Like we all know it's not a hydration break. It's just an ad break. Call it an ad break and no one would be angry. Like people would be upset.
Yeah, let's
But, like,
cut to a
whatever, it is
commercial
what it is.
break.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it'd be fine.
So
It does
so
ruin
on
the
this,
action of soccer.
So on this story, what are we making of it? As you said, Casey, do you think it's just been more there's more spotlight being shown on it because of the general sentiment around prediction markets being like the big taboo at the minute? I'd also like to follow the money on the Wall Street Journal there and see where their vested interest lies. Just
Kelsey,
kind of like
Kelsey.
put tinfoil hat on for a second, but like everyone is at it. Like rain bet, stake, like doesn't take a
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you can go on Instagram for 2 minutes and see like there's going to be like weird skate, or there's going to be like homeless people fighting, and at the end someone's going to be like running a roulette on rain bet or something like that. So there's underhand tactics at play, but is it just par for the course now?
I mean, I think that it's not like a nothing burger. Like you do have to be mindful of this stuff. Like there are real rules in place to protect consumers because, you know, as much as like we might think that some of this stuff is funny and it's silly, like there are genuinely people that will see these ads and be like, oh, I can pay my rent on Polymarket. And so like you have to be, especially like as a consumer founder, like we are very mindful of this stuff. You know, I've recently started running UGC for Euphoria, which like UGC in and of itself is not the problem. Like it spreads awareness for your product. It's how Gen Z is discovering new products. And you know, I had a video submitted to me the other day that the creator was like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna make my rent money on Euphoria. And I was like, absolutely not. Like if this ever sees the internet, like you are never ever working with us again. And I was nice about it, but I was just like, no. Like here's why that's a hell no from me. And so yeah, I mean, whenever you run these giant large scale UGC operations, creators will go off and say the thing that they think is going to generate the most clicks. And so I don't want to like come in and like defend Polymarket, but I do want to say like if they're running these giant programs, like you get people that just say stuff, and you have to just, the monitoring is important. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not a new thing. I think is my biggest point is like people are like, yeah, like Polymarket is doing this, like these egregious tactics. And I'm like, yeah, Polymarket and anyone ever, dude. Like,
I think maybe the beef is that Polymarket is kind of like trying to legitimize itself, and the stakes and the rain bets and the one wins are all like very much on the fringes. They're very much like offshore sites that have like no pretend at legitimacy, and the Polymarket likes to, and so does Kalshi. I'm not signaling out Polymarket there, but they're like trying to make themselves not gambling sites. They're prediction market sites, and like they're trying to like legitimize themselves and make themselves like kind of mainstream in America. So the fact that they're using the same tactics that are used by very scummy offshore sites that are promoting like illegal gambling is, you know, problematic. And I understand the reason for the WSJ story here, but like at the same time, again, they're not inventing anything new here. This is tactics that have been used time and time again. My favorite bit from these bullet points in the tweet, though, is that the last bullet point is Polymarket paid Aiden Ross multiple millions to promote the site. That's not an allegation. That's just saying they paid me. That's just saying they paid somebody to promote their site. Is that like a beef on Aiden Ross? Is that like
that was just like a throwaway? That was throwaway dig at the end.
And fuck Aiden Ross.
Yeah, like straight for Aiden Ross. Yeah, I mean these.
It's got nothing to do with the article.
No, not at all. These sites do crazy tactics too. Like one of the things that I recently discovered is I found this one way that Stake is advertising where I was looking through Reddit. I was like going through like Reddit advertising, and there was one that it was a post in the Am I the Asshole? You know, like the really big like AITA Reddit and subreddit. And it said like my husband made $10,000 gambling on stake.com and he only spent this much of it on me and he went and did the rest elsewhere. And I realized like these are planted stake comments from people that like is super, super clever. And I mean, it's, you know, like they're trying to get around the rules any possible way that they can.
That is awesome. I love how insidious the comments. That's just fake comments is great. I mean, obviously not good, but hilarious. I remember Drake was a big stake guy. And Drake was like doing like $5 million roulette spins, and I immediately just looked so fake to me. There's just no way that's real.
Yeah,
It's
and they
Yeah,
ran
it's-
they ran the campaign of like the streamer who won like a 22 million roulette spin or something, like the largest online, and it just so happened that happened while he was on stream to like thousands of people. Like there's nothing new here. There's nothing new under the sun. But it's what it
I
is.
don't know. Those
yeah.
those sites,
I think the thing is this stuff is verifiable for Polymarket Polymarket. So like things are on chain. Like you can go see if this stuff actually happened or if it didn't. Whereas like stake, people just see it on the internet. Aiden Ross talks about how some guy won $22 million roulette spin, and then some normie is going to be like, holy shit, I could win a $22 million roulette spin.
I will say I won on Polymarket, so shout out. I was betting the Knicks all the way through. I was with Grant. We were watching it at a bar.
Oh,
And every time the Knicks
it's one
went
of
down,
the
I martingale.
funniest lines I've ever heard. What was the line you said in that? What was the line you said in that bar? Nobody.
I was getting fan mod.
Nobody made it placing small bets, and it's like you were sat there with $100 bet on the Knicks.
Gotta be in it to win it. And that was fun though. We had started the evening at like a real hardcore sports bar in the East Village. It was just like full of like college kids who were absolutely fan mogging me. It was terrible. Like I'm very much a fake Knicks fan. I'm born and raised in New York City, but I don't care about basketball at all. I'm a Mets fan, as you can tell. I'm wearing a Mets cap. And we were getting fan mogged, and it sucked. And we switched to clandestinos in Times Square, and I was now fan mogging, and it was a great feeling. It was like a big fish in a little pond. And I was in clandestinos. I was the guy who knew the most about the Knicks and cared the most, and also had the most money on the line, $250. So it was a big moment for me.
Nobody give a shit about the game.
I did notice something super weird. I don't know, Casey, if you, my bank app. So I use Capital One for most of my banking, doxed, and paid ad. And Capital One won't let me send money into DraftKings. I'm not a sports bettor, but I was betting on the Knicks. I'm a New Yorker. I wanted to have like a little piece of the action. Capital One won't let me send money into DraftKings. They have banned DraftKings. Even if it's not a credit card from your personal account, you cannot send money into DraftKings. But I can send money into Polymarket US, no problem. So I was funding my Polymarket US account direct from my bank, but couldn't fund DraftKings. I don't know how they've.
I think what's crazier to me about that statement. I think what's crazier to me about that statement is the fact that you bank with Capital One. Like that you do like the normal banking with Capital One.
I'm open to suggestions. Maybe offline, if you have any other banking apps for me, I would be open to switching. Especially now that they won't let me fund sports betting apps.
Yeah, I think that, it depends on like the relationships they have, and it depends on some of the licensure that some of these people have. And it's like, it's very, so one of the things that I've found recently is like for us, for example, for Euphoria, like Euphoria is allowed in Jamaica, but MoonPay does not service Jamaica. And so there are all these kind of like weird little kind of ways to get like that you have to figure out, like where can people actually be serviced for different financial services to like get funds into these platforms. So I feel like sometimes there's a lot of these with like sports books as well, where some jurisdictions, like you're fully allowed to use the platform. It's just like due to, I don't know, like whatever compliance structure like that banking entity or that on-ramp provider is set up with, it kind of like prohibits where those can go. I don't know, it's weird.
So you guys use MoonPay for cash onboarding, like fiat onboarding?
We do, yeah. We have MoonPay and Halliday. Halliday's an aggregator of a bunch of sources as well.
Yeah,
MoonPay is fucking buying everyone at the minute. I've just shown the link in our private chat there for you.
Yeah.
My one beef with MoonPay is I've tried to use MoonPay maybe twice in my life, and my money has just disappeared. Like I was trying to onboard, I think like $250 into MoonPay, Ether gone, no idea where it went.
Yikes! I've not.
Never contacted them for it. Not paid by MoonPay. My money got lost on MoonPay.
Yeah, you paid MoonPay.
I did.
Their M&A team is on a sick one. That is a good point to make. It's like they're acquiring everything.
When did they raise MoonPay? Are they like a 2017 raise? Are they just sitting on a fat treasury?
I couldn't tell you.
My favorite crypto companies are the companies that raised in 2017, like did BTC or ETH ICOs, and just sit on $1 billion liquid, and now you can just M&A their heart's content in the bear market, which is awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of them just out there doing the bare minimum, not go to prison.
Like Ripple, I think Ripple's a prime example of that. Shout out Ripple. Like Ripple just has infinite money, total scam business, but because they are sitting on so much scam money, they can just buy real businesses until they're legitimate. And now they're like a quasi-legitimate company.
Do it.
Yeah, the greatest to ever do. Shout out. But like they bought Hidden Road Ventures, which is like the the prime brokerage, like the marquee prime brokerage in crypto, and it's called Ripple Prime now. But like they were not a real company, and then they bought like a very successful actual real company for $1 billion, and now they kind of have like a real company. And all like the taxi drivers are telling you about prime brokerages, and it's like you guys don't even, this doesn't make any sense to you, but you're just spewing the narrative, and it's working for Ripple. So no hate on them, but
I'm just trying to find
fake it till you make it, I guess.
I'm just trying to find the next story without like doxing my full screen there. But
are you also doxing your bank app?
Yeah, I've just sent you my plasma code. So our old friend Jared from Subway, if anyone remembers the on-chain days, like back end of 22, early 23, when you basically couldn't send any single swap transaction on Ethereum mainnet during like the days of what we talking there, Pepe, I think, Take a Bitcoin. That kind of era when everyone was kind of given up, but then there was a few kind of like on-chain assets that just went absolutely ballistic. But then Jared from Subway, who is like a huge MEV searcher and bot, that came and just made millions upon millions upon millions. And he was I think categorically over the course of 2 or 3 months was like the largest ETH gas pair that was settling more than Arbitrum at the time, which was kind of like just absolutely insanity. But he's reared his head again recently, but someone has actually beat him. So let me just pull up the full story here.
RIP Jared.
So basically there was a 4,300 ETH sandwich that someone had sandwiched Jared. So the sandwicher got sandwiched. And then basically there was a message on chain that said, well played, we're willing to offer 50% white hat bounty if you return 2,150 ETH to this address in the next 48 hours, or we will pursue all legal and law enforcement remedies. Any thoughts on that before I click into one of the comments below this is?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's funny, right? Like, yeah, Jared spent, basically the entire time that crypto has been alive, or that on-chain has been alive, sandwiching everybody, and then comes back for this. It's like, you got. Like, you got in the way that you got everyone.
I'm more so shocked that someone was transferring 2,150 ETH. I thought ETH was dead. This might be the ETH Foundation selling their final 2,150 ETH.
Well, it's pretty clever. It's pretty clever what actually happened. It was like, what I find interesting about it is it's like social engineering of an automated system, right? So it's like his bot got socially engineered, basically. So it got they basically like made a bunch of fake opportunities that like baited the bot into like voluntarily approving them to steal his money, is kind of what happened. So yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's clever. Actually, so like my co-founder Nathan, his notoriety in the space is he was one of the earliest MEV traders, and his claim to fame is what's called the Salmonella attack. Yeah, Nathan's my guy. So if you look up like the Salmonella attack by DeFi Cartel, that was Nathan. And this is public, like it's not like a big secret or anything. What they did was they made a fake token that like would basically return like 10% of the it was like 10% of the value whenever you went to try and like sandwich it. It was just like they baited a big sandwicher back in the day as well. And so this was like, it was the first time somebody had done this. It was like a really big thing. And the way they arrived at the name Salmonella is like, what's the worst thing that could happen to a sandwich? And it is Salmonella. And so this is almost like a more sophisticated modern day Salmonella, which is super cool. We haven't seen this in a long time.
Stuxnet is back. I could also think of way worse things to happen to the sandwich than salmonella.
So I think this story grew arms and legs, but MetaMask.eth, which if people haven't guessed that, even just at first glance, it is not official MetaMask ENS. Basically, it just said a lot of ha-ha-ha's, good luck pursuing legal action after getting sandwiched once. If it would pass in court, it wouldn't. Then everyone you ever sandwich would have grounds for a class action against the endless sandwiches that you made. You would be supremely shafted. And even if it doesn't pass, your name will be out there. And I'm surely you wouldn't want that. You can't do shit. Retard. Good game. Well played to the guy that got you wrecked. No crying in the kitchen. I'm not going to say the last word. Send 100 ETH to NSA.eth for good luck and stop crying in the kitchen.
Shut up, MetaMask, super based.
Yeah, more of this stuff, please. Like more of this.
MetaMask fired their entire marketing and PR team 6 months ago, and now we got this. So good work, well played.
I think they're having a PR nightmare off the back of it. But if I was MetaMask, I'd definitely be owning this because they,
I think it's hilarious.
you know,
Maybe could phrase it slightly differently.
Like 7 million? Yeah, 7 million, I think, in total. So good day at the office for whoever that is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that like with an ENS, it's just the capitalization is what determines like where the funds actually go. And so with MetaMask, with something like this, like you could just, there's a lot of people like spoofing a lot of people's like their company names or their personal names and things like that. But that in and of itself is pretty crazy that with an ENS, like you just change the capitalization and I'm MetaMask now.
I spent so much money on useless ENSs and just let them all expire.
Selling, that was a great time. People that were like domain squatting on ENS names and actually made a bag on it back in the day. What a great business. I feel like they're all worthless now. It's great. I was with I was with a friend of mine yesterday or 2 days ago who was squatting on a bunch of like New York City related ENS domains back in the day and .sol domains. Made an absolute bag selling them, and I can't imagine that any of them were worth anything anymore. Which is just an awesome period of time, man. Money was fake for a little bit. Take me back.
Yeah. It was super fake. With all of these, go ahead.
No, go for it.
With all of these like ENSs and different domains for things, I always try and get at Casey, as we all do, and Casey Neistat beats me on everything, man.
No
like
way.
Casey Neistat has at Casey
in.
bot for 100 years on everything.
Every new platform, he immediately gets it. He's the coolest guy. I would love to. There's really only one celebrity in the world I'd love to meet. It's Casey Neistat.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even mad. Like, if there were other people that did it, I'd be pretty upset about it. But like him, I'm like, all right, you can have it. It's cool.
He's a wholesome guy.
Yeah.
we met your hero the other week, didn't we? Cliver Killer outside the club.
We did.
That
was wild. We went to dinner. It was a great dinner. Shout out Jeff from Swap Royale. Hosted a dinner around the conference in New York, and post dinner we're all a little like turn up, ready to go out. And somebody's friend was like, "Oh, we're all."
I've got a picture of you. I've got a picture of you sprayed across like 3 steps outside of the restaurant, looking very relaxed, laid on the street.
I would say handsome. I would say handsome. I was looking very handsome. But we went to this. Honestly, posted. It's a great shot. We went to this club afterwards because somebody's friend was like, "Yeah, we're all gonna go to this club." We show up at the club. It's fully like 16-year-olds with fake IDs. The entire club is underage. Me, Alex, and Grant walked in. We like scammed our way through the VIP line. We're like, we're the only people here with legal IDs. You have to let us into the club. We get into the club. Alex and Grant, to their credit, immediately turn around. Like they walked in, they're like, "Nope," and just got the fuck out. So we dip back outside. We're in the club for less than 10 seconds. Everyone there is on a fake ID. It was awesome. I'm not gonna name the name of the club, but they should definitely be investigated. We go outside and it's clapping like 10 chopped girls. It was hilarious. Just like getting into like an Uber together.
A lot smaller than I thought.
Yeah. Twinkish.
Yeah.
Is the only word that comes to mind for him.
Twinkish does come to mind, yeah.
Yeah, not ripped. Not mogging. Certainly not mogging.
He's one person that I have clavicular muted and I still see him. Like I have his name muted, I have like everything about him muted, and I cannot escape the clavicular content. Like I just don't like, I don't care for it, man, but you cannot escape that guy.
He owns the zeitgeist. There will be a tremendous
Henry was telling me that Peter Thiel pays like an ungodly amount for his clippers through Kick, which
damn.
I'm not
500K a month clipping campaign.
Peter Thiel, but
I actually heard it's a lot. I heard it's like 2 million a month for his clippers. So yeah, I can like corroborate this. Yeah.
Honestly, if you're Peter Thiel, that's not that much money to control the zeitgeist. That's all it takes is $2 million a month. It's not terrible. Like that's one. It's
not the only person he's doing it to. His finger in every pie going.
Like big pharma spending millions of dollars on TV ads. I guess their target market is old boomers who watch TV. But like if you think about controlling the zeitgeist, like they're not controlling the zeitgeist through like TV ads on NBA games. Peter Thiel is controlling the zeitgeist through $2 million a month on Twitter. Like, that's not a ton of money for like organic content through Clippers. Like, objectively, not a ton of money, and for like the amount of power he gets out of it, the amount of like views and clicks he gets out of it, it's actually a super impressive marketing campaign.
Yeah, and it works too. Like, even what's that?
Can you do gambling ads in the US?
Yeah, absolutely. The NBA is sponsored by DraftKings.
Oh, right, okay.
directly sponsored. Which is one of the main reasons I don't really love the NBA. It is a fixed sport. Like, every year, like 3 referees and 10 players go to prison for like actively engaging in sports fixing. Just last year, Chauncey Billups was one of like the stars of my childhood, like a star basketball player, is currently in prison for fixing matches. Like, he got busted working with the mafia to fix games, and like a couple of referees went to prison. There's one referee who went to prison, famous basketball referee went to prison, and wrote a tell-all book when he came out, saying that like all the referees are on the take. Like, this is like a little known secret that's like very like no one talks about in open. But the NBA is a very fixed sport, especially now with like single player bets. Especially for rookies. I believe that most of the major sports books won't let you pick single player bets on players that haven't played X amount of games, because there are guys who play like 2 games a season. It's very hard to give them an under over, and whatever they set the line at on the individual player, it's been very suspiciously busted many times. And all these young players who don't get paid very much, like they're getting paid league minimums, are just outright fixing it. Fuck the NBA. Go Knicks in 5, but fuck the NBA. I'm still a proud New Yorker. I think it's a stupid sport.
What about some more positive news of our good friends over at FOMO? Huge. We went and had some lunch with at this amazing spot near their office recently, and he just said that they'd gone through this. But it's like the rise of what they've done, being mobile first app. Yeah. Any thoughts on it? Because I'm just obviously super happy for them. Early investors, so obviously I'm going to be naturally happy for them as well. But it's just good to see really, really good teams, relatively lean teams as well, just absolutely fucking killing it. Really happy for them.
Yeah. I mean, stoked for them as well. We, like as a consumer builder in this space, it's like super, super bullish to see somebody who's just crushing it like this. And I think that for them, it's exciting. They're like the Gen Z Robin Hood, right? Like, I think that's where people often ask, like, what amasses a $550 million valuation today? It is building for this like next generation of trader. And so I think that they're really playing into that thesis of users want easy, they want social, they want fun, they want, like these types of things. I think the social is the key element that they've nailed, and they do a really good job of a lot of things, right? Just like their notification system and all of these different things. But I think that they have the vision down. I think that one of the things I think about a lot is that trading is inherently a social thing that we all do. It's just not really had the proper form factor for it. So we've had group chats for years and years, and we've had the town hall of crypto Twitter, and we've had all of this. And now you're just seeing that take like a proper form factor in the form of something like a FOMO or a bunch of different apps. And so, I think this thesis playing out is, exactly what it makes sense, right? It's like and I'm glad that they're the ones doing it. They're crushing it, and super happy for them too.
I do think your point, Casey, about trading being inherently social is a great point, because trading is inherently buying and selling. I need to buy it to sell to you, and we're all trading hype, we're all trading news at the end of the day, and this is just like a natural progression of that. It is inherently a social act. Everything is buzz, nothing is fundamentals in 2026. So I think it's super dope. Curious to see like where it goes from here. It's because it's like there is a part of it, like, I don't know, Grant, you might not use Venmo. I don't know if you have Venmo in the UK, but Casey, I'm sure you use Venmo. And I don't love public transactions in Venmo. I know that a lot of people think it's fun, but like, I'd rather my transactions be private personally. So similarly with trading, I'm sure FOMO has a private mode, but like, there's what to be said for wanting your transactions not to be public. There's a lot of reasons why you might not want your transactions or trades to be private or public. I've So yeah, I think it's awesome. I'm curious to see like if the hype on, like trading with your friends stays true. And for Venmo, it has, like, Venmo is still like the #1 app for sending money in the States. And a lot of that is off like the public thing, and people love to see the transactions. So yeah, I think I'm really curious to see if it keeps up, if people still want to have like that public trading. And I think it makes a ton of sense, like Casey said, because it's inherently a social act, and you want to trade with your friends, you want to win together. That social proof that we're all winning together is so strong. It's a real glue.
I think I might be a bit mad for saying this, but with early social media apps, like the buzz and everything came from just the instant dopamine from the engagement. And obviously TikTok make everyone famous for a day and like do all this like mad shit to kind of give people that dopamine hit. The ultimate version of that is winning or trade, and people being seeing it or being correct as well, like the clout that comes with that. I think if you lead with a trading or game first application that has some kind of tethering to social, what you can get from a distribution mechanism by that game being inherently tied to speculation and social at the same time is, I don't think like the rest of the world is really woken up to that as much as like what we see kind of day to day. I think that can lead on to basically any other product built off the back of it, because you already have the native distribution by people inherently wanting to speculate. So whether that becomes like actual just social, whether that actually becomes something else, maybe that comes different form factors that they've pushed into perps. But I think the inherent speculation drives like the distribution of the app itself, and then you can kind of like spread your wings into whatever the fuck you want to do after that. And obviously that plays in you guys' favor as well, like Euphoria as well, Casey. But I don't know if you've got any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about building a consumer app like this, especially one that has native social features, like we spend a lot of time thinking about social features where, right now, like on Euphoria, you can see other people tapping on the screen, and we do competitions and things like this. I think people want to do things like that because, it's almost the it's almost like the clavicular thesis, right? Like people want to mog, like they want to be like the guy. And so even if it's something funny and silly, it's like over the next 10 minutes, it's who has the higher P&L or who hits the biggest multiplier, who hits the biggest return on FOMO. Like you want to mog your friends, and it's all in good fun, and we all do these things together. But at the same time, it's like no, like I prove that I did the thing better than you did the thing, and like so therefore I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to share it. It's human nature for people to do that. And I think that, when you look at a consumer app like this, you want to be thinking about like the K factor, right? Like, is this an app where I can put it into one person's hands and it can find its way into the hands of many? And that comes from a lot of different reasons. Would I be inviting people to trade with me socially, like in an actual session, or would I be sharing it on my social media because I have a P&L card to share? Or can people gain value in copy trading me? I think I'm a hedge fund manager these days. So that's what I think. I've seen a lot of the thesis on FOMO is like, we're like the new age like hedge fund managers, where people are just copy trading like some of the people that they see as good traders. And again, whether that's true or not, it's like these are all the stories that get told, so that the K factor of the app is inherently, it's greater than one. Like this app will find its way to more people than just the first person whose hands it got put into.
Yeah, and for sports betting too, I don't sports bet much, but many of my friends have been bit by the bug, and like one of the most common words in sports betting is tailing. Like everyone loves to tail each other's bets, and like
Yeah.
riders, like there's like riders, and there's like in the sports betting world of like sports betting influencers, it's like their fans become called riders. Like, oh, I ride his bets, and like that is even sports betting is first of all kind of gay.
Just gonna say questionable.
Pause. But like the concept of riders makes it a very social action. So I'm curious. I think FOMO getting into sports betting, if that's something they can get into, I don't know, like regulatory wise, but I think that is a huge market for them, because this is sports betting with riders and tailors is such it's such a ripe market for them. It's better than group chats and just Twitter's, like a tweet post or CT post or sports betting, Twitter. Actually just having the app and the ability to tail and give a percentage back to the guy you're tailing or riding makes a ton of sense. So I'd love to see FOMO kind of like pivot into sports betting and capture that market.
Yeah, what I think is interesting about it is it's like all of social, and I don't mean like friend tech, but there was so many kind of like what you just saying there, Casey, like you would spin up like a ERC 4626 vault, and people would just be able to deposit into your vault, and they'd like inherently be able to give you the capital to actually make these trades, or it'd just be a social copy trading app. That required additional work for the social side of that to work. And I think why like these apps were just tied to a social account and there's no additional work, I think that's where the beauty of it is. And I think that's why like it's so easy. There's no additional lift. Like nobody wants to upkeep a fucking friend, like a chat, or no one else that like want to do additional work. They're already posting way too much on Telegram. They're already posting way too much on Twitter. They don't have to want to do like other shit. So anything where it's just like totally passive to actually get that social buy-in, I think's definitely why apps are winning a little bit more in this vertical at the minute.
Yeah, I think too. There's a lot of apps that have tried this in the past. Like there was an app that I really liked. I think they're still around and doing well today, but it's called Dub, and Dub was in the stock market. And Dub is like a fully regulated app that you could trade on, and you could copy trade stock traders. And I met the founder at a dinner a couple of years ago, and it's same thesis, right? It's like Nancy Pelosi, like all of these people who it's less real time, obviously, but there's something to be said for this notion of like, I don't want to manage my money, or I don't know how to manage my money, so I want to leave it up to the professional. And again, whether or not that person is actually a professional, especially on chain, is like, that's up to your discretion. But, like, especially if FOMO even gets into like the stock market and people can say like, oh, I'm tailing this hedge fund and I'm doing all of the moves that they're doing. Then I think there's something there for like a normal audience. That it's kind of like the Robinhood thesis too. It's like, you simplify things, you make them intuitive, you rally these people around it, like GameStop and all of this. And people, they have this vision of somebody smarter than me is doing this thing, so I'm going to follow them. The hive mind is very strong.
Yeah, everyone should be telling that Leopold, what's he called? Leopold Aschenbrenner.
Yeah.
Fucking king.
best to ever do it. Also, shockingly, not a twink. The only guy in SF who's crushing it with a wife. So shout out Leopold.
Quick mention on this. ETH Labs, not the Ethereum Foundation. A lot of people who were previously at the Ethereum Foundation spinning up with a different mandate, believe in credible neutrality, believe ETH, the asset matters, and believe DeFi matters, which it's basically the antithesis of what's been publicly said by the Ethereum Foundation, which me and Ellie and Alex have been,
big fans of,
bashing for the past few weeks. But this is like a real breath of fresh air, So, any thoughts?
I mean, this is like hopefully the money-making conglomerate. It's like the I think so. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on it, but I know like the mission of Etherealize prior to this was to bring on institutional adoption and to do those types of things. With ETH Labs, I think that this is like it's a how do we actually make this an everyday like practical like how do we get behind some kind of practical mission that makes it scalable, but also there's like actionable steps being taken so that people are adopting the Ethereum network. It's not just like how can we do this like this academic think piece that makes a lot of sense in theory, but it's like something that nobody's ever going to care about for the next 15 years, and actually putting it into like everyday practical applications. So I don't know. I think it's like it's just a more practical spin-off of the 85 different branches that have spun out of the Ethereum Foundation. But yeah, again, I haven't spent a whole lot of time on it.
Likewise, I read Tomaz, I can't say his name, the guy who was briefly at the EF trying to make it more business focused, and I think he was congratulating. He did have some points which were super inside baseball about like the way that the EF is set up with its groups and its mandates and its titles, and it seems like there's still quite a bit of I want to say communist-esque politics going on within the EF, but I support the fact that they're embracing capitalism to any extent. I think it's awesome. I think we're inherently a very capitalistic industry. It's finance. It's like winner takes all. Right? We're all trying to make money, and I think that ignoring that. I mean, I've said this a million times on the podcast talking about the Ethereum Foundation, but it's like they ignore, like if you can't ignore the asset that made you rich, otherwise it's going to go away. And they made their money off Ethereum, and they need to keep making their money off Ethereum, and they're pretending that Ethereum is some like some do-gooder mission that is only to bring positivity to the world is ignoring the fact of how they made their billions of dollars that lets them support all these foundations they want to support. So it's beautiful to want to support these foundations and have like, a do-gooder mission, but you also need to focus on like day to day, how does the business make money? And ultimately it is a business, and I support this. I mean, I think it's a good step.
Yeah, and you can steward your values in a pragmatic way. Like, it doesn't mean you have to fully throw your values out the window. It's just like it needs to be a more realistic way.
Yep, 100%. I think it's cool. I think one of my favorite types of charities in the world, and it gets often a bad rap, is charities that are self-fulfilling. So, like, if you believe that your cause is good for the world, you should want your cause to be self-sufficient. You shouldn't have to want to always rely on outside donations and charity in order to have your cause be perpetuated. So I think it's a beautiful thing when you can have a crops-esque mandate, which is ultimately like a charitable initiative. It's something that should be there in the world. To have that mandate that is now self-sufficient and self-fulfilling is the ultimate form of charity. As a teenager, I was involved with a charity that also ran a hotel. So they had like an orphanage and a hotel, and the hotel's profits went towards funding the orphanage. And I thought that was a very beautiful thing. And I've been very into that like closed loop charity for a long time. And I think that if the Ethereum Foundation kind of adopted that mandate and wasn't so scared of capitalism and making money, then their end goal of crops would actually be more efficient, and they wouldn't have to rely on outside donations and selling their tokens to push their values forward. So I'm all for the ETH Labs, even though it is an outside foundation. I think that closed loop charities and causes that can pay for themselves it should be the end goal for every charitable initiative.
Yeah. And WinRAR have just had another someone paying for the license after 5 years of use. If anyone's ever used this from back in the day on LimeWire, it was the best tool to be able to actually just get the file in the format that you actually wanted to, and it was totally free for the longest period of time, and you could just get around it. And then they consistently post whenever someone actually just pays for it.
What is WinRAR? I'm not familiar.
So you used it like if you were downloading anything from like LimeWire or file sharing apps back in the day, and then you'd use it to convert some of the files so you could actually get them in a usable format. But yeah, WinRAR and ad blocker as well. Great charity. You don't actually have to pay for it, but they always pest you. And then the bad example of that is Wikipedia, where you go on there to try and
the worst.
And you feel so fucking guilty because it's like it guilt trips you into kind of thinking that it needs the donations. But
I really broke my back. There's blood, sweat, and tears in this article, and you don't give a fuck. Give me 12 cents.
Pay for my cup of coffee.
Yeah. I have a question. Do you guys know what's going on, or have you heard anything in recent years about LimeWire? Because they came into crypto a few years ago. Like, whatever happened there?
I have no idea whatever happened.
What didn't I could be full of shit here, but didn't the team spin out into BitTorrent, and didn't BitTorrent get bought by Justin Sun?
Well, that did happen with BitTorrent, but I didn't know that was LimeWire.
Let's have a look. They're verified on Twitter, which will gold tick my ad.
LimeWire tokens. Hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, they have a token.
Listed on Binance very recently.
That is amazing.
The market cap?
The ticker is... Wow.
Wow. Insane. Oh, well, at least they're doing well. File sharing is back. To be fair, the way that everything's going subscription first and just really been a pain in the arse, and everything is way too fragmented, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more file sharing come back, to be honest.
LimeWire token market cap is currently $5.4 million.
Wow. So, that's the state of tokens, boys and girls.
That's not ideal.
All right.
That's the state of Binance listings. I guess Binance is now listing tokens with a 5 million market cap. Shout out Binance.
So, Ellie, seeing as you're our new adopted football, definitely not soccer fan, were you at this game the other night? Because I was at that game.
It was awesome. I had so background to how I ended up at this game. Shout out Henry, one of my best mates in crypto. He's the man. He runs Mustache DAO, and I have a mustache, and I'm in Mustache DAO. He's our fearless leader. Many moons ago, like months and months ago, he had reached out and been like, "Oh, we're going to go to the World Cup." I was like, "Hell yeah!" And I completely forgot about the World Cup because soccer does not really live in my mind. And Henry went on a 6-month bike trip. I don't want to get it wrong. I believe he went tip to tip in South America, ended up in Mexico, and he was on a journey to get to the World Cup. So him and his girlfriend, they spent 6 months on the road cycling to get to the States for the World Cup. They made it a few weeks ago. He's on a road trip around the country right now. He's going to like 7 or 8 different World Cup games. He's following England around. Like, he's fully committed. He's like a massive England fan. And he got us tickets, which was super cool. And a bunch of us went to the game. I had forgot about this entirely. I had no idea that we were going to the game. It just entirely slipped my mind. And this past weekend, this is one of the reasons why I sound hoarse and I'm kind of out of it. I went to a music festival, like a camping music festival upstate in like near like Bethel Woods, where Woodstock was. And it was totally off grid for a couple days. It was awesome. Like, I highly recommend everyone go off grid for a couple days every year. And I did not have my phone, and no phone service from like early Friday morning till Sunday afternoon. I get out of the music festival. I haven't slept in 3 days. I'm like barely conscious. Our car's full. We stink. And we get like an hour out of Woodstock, and I finally get reception. I pull over on the side of the road, and I see a new Telegram group chat called Senegal Norway. And I'm like, oh no! I thought I had missed the World Cup. I wasn't really sure how the World Cup works. I entirely thought I had missed the World Cup, and it wasn't. It was Monday, so shout out. I got home. I slept like 2 hours that night, and then I immediately linked with the boys at an Irish pub, and we started drinking and went to the World Cup, and it was awesome.
Good.
It was one of the coolest experiences of my life. The only thing I can compare it to, going to a World Cup match, was my first time ever going, was I was a big Harry Potter kid growing up. I don't know if you guys were big Harry Potter people. It's the Tri-Wizard tournament. Do you remember the Tri-Wizard tournament when Harry was in the Tri-Wizard tournament? And like they all camped out outside. There was people from all different nations, and you couldn't. It was awesome. My favorite part of it though was I don't really have any allegiances towards Norway or Senegal. I don't really have much feelings to either of those countries. So whoever we were with at that moment, because there's like 100,000 people at this game. It was I mean, it's just the largest mass of people I've been around for a hot minute. So if we were in a group of Senegalese fans, I would just hype them up super hardcore that I was a Senegal fan, and just like start doing Senegal chants. And then we'd immediately pivot to being surrounded by Norway fans, and I would just hype up the Norway fans. And I was just completely swapping sides all the time. And it was so much fun. Like sports flip-flopping is incredible fun. I wore full USA gear, so either side loved it. It was awesome. It was the best energy I've been at for a sporting match almost ever, probably. I would say, like outside of Nixon 5, it was so cool. And the Norway fans absolutely mogged the Senegal fans, because the Senegal fans have like fun African chants, but you cannot compete with like 10,000 Vikings coming to pillage. Like I felt what it was like to be like an English villager and like the Vikings are coming. It was just 10,000 people chanting like guttural chants, like just the scariest gigantic white dudes you've ever seen in your life just doing. It was awesome. It was such a feeling, dude.
So you're a Norway fan and not an England fan anymore. You've been adopted.
I'm supporting the US because it seems like the US is going to mog England this year.
And they've been doing surprisingly well.
I've heard that there's a possibility that US can play England on July 4th in a World Cup knockout match.
No way.
Somebody was telling me this yesterday, an England fan, and I think that'd be awesome.
Big day. Big day in the red, white, and blue. We had internally, so like half of my founding team is Australian and half of my founding team is American, and we were just lighting them up in the Slack on the night the night that we won. And in the morning, the boys woke up to a whole bunch of
Once I give me a moment.
Of carnage in the shop. Yeah. I think I was explaining to them the other day, though, I think the reason why soccer has never really taken off. Look at this guy.
Flying,
I think the reason
flying
soccer
the colors.
has
flying the colors, baby.
It's so good. I think the reason that soccer has not taken off in the US in the way that it has in other countries is because like Americans, we are competitors, right? Like we win or we lose. We don't tie. And that is the most bitch thing I've ever heard in a sport, where you can tie at the highest level. Like that is so un-American, and that is why I can't support soccer. Like we win or we lose, and there are winners and losers in America, and that's it.
Not in the final though. Not in the final. But no, I have a theory that Americans only play sports that they invented, so they can classify themselves as world champions.
It's a great
like you can't be a world champion if only you guys play it. That's like
we are the champions of the world in every sport we've invented.
Ellie, I've been trying to find your team. Do you know what it was called?
On
Spot Fun.
I don't know. I would go probably to the end of the list. I can't imagine I'm doing very well.
That's
Right.
pretty incredible
Well-
though, Grant, because when you think about like when a team wins the Super Bowl, the shirts are like world champions. And
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, of
American
course.
football. It's so
I'm trying to
good.
log back into my sport.fun account. Give me a second here.
Yeah, so in our league, how many we got 116 in the World Cup league. I've been told by the Sports.Fun team that I need to point this out. So a lot of people have selected their squad, but that doesn't mean you've selected your team. Right. So you can see here, I've got like 8 people here, and then you have to pick your actual team from that. So you get 5. So there's been a lot of people that have just been sat with no people in their actual team, but sat with people in their squads. So you make sure you do that or you get no points. And yeah, I think there's I want to say there's 2K.
It says tournament
perhaps.
complete for me. I also have a generic name. That's why you can't find me. I am not doing well in the team. I'm silly Filady number 6740. Doxed. How do I change? How do I change my username?
Does it say what position?
1 second. I'm changing my username so you can find me. I'm making my username Laser Says. Well, I'm gonna make it Laser Soccer.
All right, so you're 110. I'm 83, so I'm not doing significantly better given the past 30 years I've been a football fan.
Do I
don't
need
know
to
what
take
Alex
an
is.
action this week to like make a team?
Oh, and Alex is 101. So I'm definitely
I'm not doing
winning.
that much worse than you guys.
Yeah.
I'm a big soccer guy. I've been saying I'm a big soccer guy.
So
I'm
what?
all in.
As of
did you-
Monday. Like,
Yeah, full team
I'm as
all
much
day.
a soccer fan as I'm a basketball fan. You know.
Did we decide
Yeah.
what the forfeit was?
Say again.
Did we decide what the forfeit between us 3 was?
I thought
I
we
know
were
you were
doing
trying to get us to do. Yeah, everyone.
Push-ups
you
live on
wanted
Twitter.
to just push-ups live on Twitter, but everyone nominated Charco to be their champion. So
Yeah, it's just Sharko having a contest against himself doing push-ups.
he would love that so much.
He would. Sharko would absolutely eat that up.
Yeah.
There's like influencer girls that like they'll have like 3 of them in the same frame. So like they'll shoot the same frame like 3 different times, and it's like them doing their own dance group. It's Charco doing that, but it's just 3 Charcos in frame doing push-ups against each other. One's shirtless, one's wearing an Italian shirt, one's wearing a US shirt. Like it's 3 different personalities all competing against each other.
right.
I take
know we've
American
went over.
Charco. We win.
I know we've went over, so I want to respect everyone's time. But yeah, that was great. Any final thoughts from anyone before we wrap up? We'll be back next week.
Henry says we should do naked push-ups. I don't support that. I will do clothed push-ups against Alex and Grant happily. I've made the challenge available. They've both not taken the challenge, which is crazy because objectively they're in much better shape than me. So I think it's kind of bitch coded that they won't take me up on a push-up challenge. I can do 23 push-ups in a row. I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
You just
there
put
we
out
go.
your number. Like now they can go train and beat you. Don't give them.
They
Don't
can.
put your cards on the table.
I'm open source. So they can come at me.
Open source push-up guy.
Great. Casey, thanks so much. Open invite
Of
whenever you
course.
want to come in. Thank
Yeah,
you so
thank
much
you for having me. It's nice to
coming
see
on.
you guys in person lately, and yeah, we'll chat soon.
All
Sweet.
right.
And we get
Take it
Alex
easy,
back
everyone.
next week.